guys, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome to my channel. Today I have a special treat for you guys because I am joined by Clint of Clint and Goddess from Love After Lockup. We've covered a number of stories related to Clint and Tracie Wagaman, and I was obsessed with their story when I used to watch the show. I admit I have not watched as much this season, but there's stuff going on outside of the show lately that has been taking social media a little bit by storm. And Clint and his friend Genevieve are here to talk with me about what's going on. Hi, Clint.
Hey, Katie. It's a joy to talk to you.
Thank you. It's nice to talk to you. Hello, Genevieve.
Hey.
Okay, so Clint, tell us, where are you?
Right now, and it looks like for the next year, I'll be in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, wow. Okay. So where were you living before? New Mexico?
Yes, ma'am. In the very southeastern part of it, which is 4 miles from the border of Texas.
Okay. Now, you and Tracie would travel to Texas quite a bit because of her child. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. At that time, for about 6 to 8 weeks, I would take her to go see him for 1 hour. And I mean, really, I mean, I can't really honestly speak for her, but I just know that, like, to me, that wasn't her top priority was her son. There were other things that was her top priority.
There were other things that were her top priority. Okay, fair enough. So how long ago did you leave the area when you were in New Mexico?
Well, we were still trying to work our marriage out we were staying in Albuquerque for like a week or two at most. And this was about 5 or 6 weeks ago, something like that. And then
okay, then I guess what's the current status of your relationship with Tracie?
I'm 1,400 miles away from her, and I think it's best for both of us. I knew that if I didn't leave, she was never going to leave me. Things were never going to change, and one of us was going to, most likely me, was going to get hurt. And like I said, I felt like God was telling me to just leave the situation.
So you ended up in Ohio. Is there a reason you specifically chose Ohio?
Well, I was talking to Genevieve for a few months, and I just liked the way she made me feel. And because of my relationship with Tracie, it was like, we'd fight and argue every single day. And, and I felt like it wasn't going to get any better. And
currently 1,400 miles away, what is the status of this relationship with Genevieve? Because that has been this big thing that's been on, like, Tracie is making all kinds of statements about social media, about you having this other woman, and what's that about?
Jen and I are just friends. She understands me and I understand her. Whenever I have a bad day and a rough day and, whatnot, I go to her, because I don't know of anybody else who I can go to right now. So she seems to know me the best, and I don't think I know her, but she says I do. But
how long
I don't know. We're just friends, though.
You're just friends, so nothing romantic.
Yes, ma'am. No, because I'm still married, so
still married.
And I'm not trying to, get myself into any more trouble than I already am,
Okay, so now that you're in Ohio, there was some stuff in the news about you being arrested, and that created some sort of storm again on social media. And there was some articles that were posted on Starcasm and other outlets that cover your show. What happened? There was some.
Well, it's funny you asked that, because I guess she had got arrested for a DWI. I'm not sure. I think on the 27th or 28th of February, early in the morning.
Yes.
And then ironically, on the 28th or 29th, like midnight or something like that, I got into a wreck because I was texting and driving. And do you know who I was texting while I was driving?
Who, Tracie?
Exactly. And see,
The day before when she got arrested and she was at the jail and we were at the doctor's, guess who called him?
she did.
Tracie.
And then next thing I knew, the guy who she's with now or living with bailed her out, and she's back over there now.
So she has a new boyfriend?
Well, I mean, I can't really say. I haven't been around her, but yeah, pretty much. And that it's actually right down the street from my parents, like 0.1 or 0.2 miles, 0.3 at the most.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's physically closer to my parents than I am right now.
Yeah, I talked to him like a couple days ago. Like she gave my best friend's phone number out. So in the midst of so his phone's been blowing up like literally every night. And she knew that it wasn't Clint's phone, but she still gave my friend's number out. But I actually she called last night and because I was just tired of everything, and I was telling her, like, dude, you need to like stop all this. Like she's making our lives miserable. And then she had hung up on me. I called her back, and then that's when the guy answered the phone. And I only knew him because I had spoken to him before. And it's like a distinctive voice. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
So what is she doing when she's calling you, and like why is she calling you guys?
Which she tries to make it out to everybody with the post that she posts that Clint and I are harassing her. But in all reality, like literally my friend who's actually sitting on the couch, if I were to show you his phone, her phone number would be on there multiple times. There's multiple texts on there. So
okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I guess that's where the most annoying thing is like she'll tell the story, but she leaves out like huge important. Yeah, like the important stuff where the fans would be like, oh, well, maybe Clint and Jen aren't like this, or Clint isn't like this. Do you get what I'm saying? She tells.
So what if she like said?
She's always the innocent victim.
Exactly.
What has she said publicly recently that has just been so far off base?
To say that I'm the one that does ice, and when all reality, I mean, I don't do any hardcore drugs. I hate hardcore drugs. They ruin lives. And, you know, I'm away from all that. And I love my Mary Jane, you know, and
yeah,
that's all I want in life, you know?
So is she then not sober? Is that what you're saying? Like no?
She doesn't know how to live life sober, to be honest with you.
Yes. Oh, there you are.
I'm just trying to set the record straight. And what Cadence told me the other day. The
bipolar.
No, not the bipolar. She was telling me address the situation. That's it.
Okay.
Address the situation.
Okay. So what is the current situation that we're addressing today? Is it it's the lies that she's spreading online?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, because she tries to accuse me of using hardcore drugs when nothing could be further from the truth.
Okay. So you're not using.
I don't even drink. I haven't even drinking a drop of alcohol since I've been here in Ohio.
Okay. Now you guys, when you were like, she is using, as you said, but you're not using, and she's claiming that you're using.
She's saying I'm using too.
Yeah, she says Jen's using, and we're just both using around her kids, you know, and
yeah, crazy stuff.
Okay. And you're both saying that's not true.
Absolutely not true.
Absolutely not. I will do whatever it takes to prove that I'm not using.
Is this the behavior that she does to like deflect and to
take all the attention off from her?
What she's doing.
Off of what she's doing, her lie.
So she's not sober, and she wants to paint you as not sober and then make you the bad guy.
Yes, bullseye. Bingo.
Okay. And you're saying I'm sober, I don't use these. I don't use ice. Tracie is the one that's been the one. And I just watched a clip of her jailhouse interview, and I remember her saying, like, Clint doesn't do any of this. I do.
Bingo.
So is that what she says when she's actually sober, and then when she's under the influence, it's like you're the person doing all of these things? Okay.
I like to say that Tracie uses so much that a blind person can see it, a deaf person can hear it, or both.
So there was a period of time, like, online where you guys were like, she was like selling everything, and like she kept saying like you guys were moving, and then there was a period of time where like you guys were like on Twitter and Facebook going back and forth, and like she's like, you're not sober, you abandoned me, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, she claims that I abandoned her, and whenever, God, I don't know what to. She just claims it's always me, the one that's like, so bad to her.
Totality of like your whole relationship and the whole time that you are together after you guys meet and get married, was she ever sober?
I mean, not really. I mean, maybe for like a few days, but no, the vast majority of time, she was under the influence.
Okay, so you said that you did dabble and stuff at times out of boredom, but it was nothing like where you ever were addicted or doing this regularly.
No, because in my whole lifetime, I've never had to go to a rehab facility for drugs. Mental health issues, yes, but never for drugs.
Okay. So when did you guys separate?
I mean, like, pretty much when I started driving to Cincinnati, which was like 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Okay. So what is like the big, outside of like the fact that, she says Genevieve is transgender, she says you guys are in a relationship, although you guys seem very close, like, would this be romantic if you were divorced?
We don't know.
No.
I'm just trying.
I just want to be happy in life. That's all I know.
Okay. So the claims that you have this other woman is false. The claims that you are using drugs is false. What else has she been saying about you that you want to clear up?
About me being gay or whatever,
Yeah,
and I mean, she wants to bring me down in whichever way possible. I don't know why, because all I did was love her and be a supportive and faithful and loyal husband to her for 2.5+ years. And she wants to bring me down. I don't know why. I want her to be happy, but she wants to bring me down. I don't know why.
Probably because she's hurt herself, and she's an addict, and she's
well, then she should fix that herself and live her own life and do her, and then I'll do me.
So are you going to file for divorce?
Absolutely.
Okay.
From her, I am, yes.
So do you have any plans of going back there, or are you staying in Ohio now?
For the next year, I'm going to be in Cincinnati.
What is it that you're doing?
There's no way. I'm going to go to see my son graduate in May. But other than that, I won't be going back to Hobbs.
You won't be going back to Hobbs. So what do you plan to do while you're in Cincinnati?
I plan to get a job in a very nice hotel. And then once I get a job at a very nice hotel that full-time, I plan to get another job that's like either part-time or full-time. I just know that I need at least not just full-time, but full-time and a half to be able to comfortably survive, because it's expensive out there in this world.
So what are you like, while she's attacking you and like you are just trying your best to like take the high road and not, because I don't necessarily hear you saying a lot of, I mean, you've posted some stuff like you took over her Cameo, right?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
Oh God, Katie. Oh my God, she's got like SB. Bring that up with her. Oh my God.
Yeah, with the Cameo, she took that like, okay, well, she accused me of like
Hacking.
of hacking it and
Yeah.
taking all her money. In which I did do that one time, but then she changed her password like shortly after that because I was just so mad because she's exploiting, making money off of me, yet I'm not getting any of that money. It's all going to her and her drug habit.
So there was a video on there which basically said like anytime you pay her, she's gonna like use drugs. When was that made?
Probably
3
about
weeks
3
ago.
or 4 weeks ago.
Okay, so you did go in and make that video, but she wasn't hacked.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I just made that one video because the person who requested her was talking trash about me when they don't even know me. Like, really? You're going to support a drug user, but you're going to talk bad about me? No. So that's why I had felt like I had to do that.
How did she react after that video went out? Like, I didn't.
That's when she changed her password and then changed the bank account to go back to her Chime account. Wants nothing me to do with it. And she's so selfish and narcissistic and controlling and there's too many bad adjectives.
All of those cameos that she's been doing that you were doing with her, where it was like Clint and Tracie's cameos, she got that money, you're saying, not you?
It went into her Chime account, yes.
So the cameo thing was, you're saying you were not hacked, or she was not hacked?
No,
Okay.
absolutely not.
Password.
So she is just an addict and a habitual liar, is what you're saying.
Her whole life is a lie, Katie. I just wish the whole world could see that.
What do you think? Like, what do you think her end game is? Like, why is she so motivated to like lie to everyone?
She wants attention. She wants everybody to pay attention to her and to love her and worship her.
Everything is about the fans. She says that all the time.
And the haters.
Like when she threatens me or him about something, she will say it. You will deal with my fans. You will deal with my fans. Everything is about the fans with her. It's always been like that.
So she's using her fan base to like retaliate.
Most of the people that have invigorated themselves into my life, my kids' lives, and Clint's lives are usually one of the minions that she's friends with. And this is on a daily, Katie, that this goes on, a daily.
So how many messages would you say you guys are receiving? Like, and what kinds of messages are you receiving from people? Yep.
Okay. Like last night, my best friend, the number that she had posted of my best friend, like that night, literally he had gotten almost 700 calls. And literally, oh my God, hundreds of messages. Well, here's the weird thing about it is for the past 2 nights, Tracie has been calling my friend's phone and she knows it's not Clint. So she's still calling and calling and calling and calling. And that's when I had told you that last night, the night before, I'm sorry, I had spoke to Zane and had spoken to her. Like she, just
that's
basically.
her new man.
Yeah. So that's what
like, why is she calling you guys so much? I don't get it. Like, what's her point?
What I have noticed with Tracie is it seems like there are certain peak hours, if you get what I'm saying, which happens to be like right around the middle of the night, 12-ish to 1-ish. And you can tell, and I can tell with her because normally she's nasty mean to me, but when I can tell when she's probably doing something, because like I said, she'll be really nice and, hey Jen, how are you doing? And please go be with my husband, and just crazy stuff that just like is not normal at all.
Bipolar.
Is it when she's coming down that she's really awful?
Oh no, I think that's when she is like at her happy.
When she's coming down is when she's happy?
No, when she's doing it and she's, I guess when they're enjoying it, I don't know. That's when I know she's like really happy, because any other time, it goes back to her being mean and nasty.
Right. So she's coming down. She's like, she's
in a bad mood.
She's in a bad mood. She's not feeling good, because the come down from those it's nasty. Like, you don't feel good.
No.
And there's nothing you can do to make yourself feel better.
No, and you're tired because you've been up for days. You haven't eaten. You're exhausted. You can
grouchy.
Yeah, you can get into delirious states. You can vomit. I mean, it's just nasty. So when she's basically sort of withdrawing is when you're saying is when she's the worst.
Yeah, I would say.
I would say that. I'd say that's fair to say. Yes.
Like there's a cameo out there that's like leaked out everywhere. There's a cameo of her where like literally the camera cannot, like you literally almost feel like you're gonna throw up, like if you have vertigo or something. I don't know if you've seen it, but like I mean she's going like and this was literally like what 2.5 weeks ago.
I don't.
Yeah, but I mean it's like it's crazy.
I would definitely say that anyone that follows her that has a history or understands those sort of substances can tell. Like what size, what kind of like, I don't even know, like what is her size on, what's her following size? Like I haven't even.
Pretty decent.
I'm pretty sure she's got like 40K followers on Instagram.
46.6. Okay. And she's got a photo of daylight savings time and she's with somebody who has blonde hair.
That would be Brandy.
That's Brandy?
That's her friend of 25 years.
Who lives with.
Same. Yeah, they all three live together. And plus, there's other females that come over too and other guys. And I don't know. It's just a drug-infested house.
Yep.
So she is just not sober. She's got a new guy. She's harassing you. And she's doing this all for fans.
And making us look like I'm the one that's having the affair when, I mean, she's living with another man and I'm living by myself.
So what are you doing now to like take care of yourself? Like
right now, I'm just trying to keep my mind occupied and busy and just try to do things that like I just bought a PlayStation just a little bit ago. So I know that that'll keep me entertained and I play games on my phone. And then I also like to,
we have therapy.
We have a therapy session tomorrow, and just trying to stay diligent. I really love being diligent.
Like you're on a path. You're on the path right now. You want to get better. It sounds like you want to take care of yourself.
I want to be my own man. Yes, ma'am.
So it's fair to say this last few years has been kind of a tornado.
Roller coaster, tsunami.
I liked her face when she did that. She was like, yeah.
It sounds like a tsunami wrapped in like a tidal wave with a little bit of a, I don't know, a tornado and a hailstorm all at the same time.
With a hurricane on the side.
Yeah.
Yes. So you're doing therapy, working with your doctor. What's your support like in Ohio? Like what kind of support system do you?
I've got a great, very small circle of friends who
need a little Clint in their life.
Okay, so Genevieve, what do you want people to know, like about?
Lady does.
Like, what do you want people to know? Like, what do you want to clear up? Because I have seen your name in the tabloids. I have seen her talking about you. There's been a lot of accusations. There's been a lot of just stuff. Like, what do you want people to know about this friendship? About, everything.
Well, I didn't do any of this for clout. And I've said this 900 times, and this is the last time I'm saying this, is I'm not a fan of love after lockup.
How did you meet him?
We did meet on Facebook. I had seen one episode. It was the first episode where Tracie had left Clint, and my mom has really bad addiction issues, and I don't know anything about drugs. I really don't. And I reached out to him because I felt bad because he was going through his situation. I was going through my situation. And actually he didn't respond to me until 3 months later because he didn't know me from squat to whatever. And he actually wrote me and asked me what type of drugs my mom had done. I told him, and then we didn't actually end up talking until about 2 months later. And that was when Tracie was in, she was in, her thing that I can't mention.
So how long ago, how long have you guys been communicating?
About 4.5 months now. We talked
4 or 5 months.
About 4 or 5 months. I mean, we weren't on, it wasn't like Tracie's making it out to be.
Yeah, we didn't make plans to be
some
together
affair or anything like that. There were no, bad pictures sent between us. It basically was freaking two people that were going through the same thing, and it was just easy to talk to him. It was nice to have him there for me. I was there
having
for
like
him.
a shared experience.
Absolutely, 100%. Thank you.
You guys,
Every single night we talked, and him and I talk well. We joke well. Like I tell everybody, everybody needs a little Clint in their life, and
Every
that's
lady
how
does.
whatever with that. But I'm just overprotective of him, and it's just gotten to be a crap show. My kids have gotten brought into it. Things are being made up, and CPS allegations, whatever. I don't care. At the end of the day, I don't do drugs. I don't have anything to prove to anybody. I'm a really good mom, but it does hurt my feelings because I do have a 16-year-old daughter who has juvenile arthritis, and she has a failing colon. And at times I'm at Children's Hospital more than I am at home, and people are getting everything misconstrued. There was never any affair at all. Can I say that I don't care about Clint? I would be a liar if I said that I didn't. I love him as like my best friend in the whole world. I can't look into your crystal ball, as you call it, and say what I know is going to happen down the future, because I don't know. Clint doesn't know. But I
don't know
that,
what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah, but I mean, we will be in each other's lives forever, because he saved my life, I saved his life, and that's what it was. It wasn't any maliciousness, like we're gonna leave and run away together. It was nothing like that, I promise.
Just like bonded by going through really crappy times and having someone that you could relate to.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. That was what you said is 150% on
and
the money. And
so when you have someone to talk to, and like they can understand what you are going through, it makes you bond.
Makes life simpler.
I mean, when he came down here, at first it was only supposed to be a week. And I had told Clint, because, before him and Tracie were reunited, I didn't think that I was going to talk to him again. And at the time, so I told him, if you can, shoot me a text and let me know that you're okay. And I was sad, because we had talked for like months on end, and I was like, I'm going to lose my best friend. And, okay, now you're going to make me cry, Katie. I'm mad at you a little bit. But
you look like Katie Kirk.
Yeah.
Aww. Well, thanks.
But I mean,
a younger version.
Literally, he got in touch with me 2 days later, because some people want to get help, some people don't. And that's just how it is. And it did. When I'm telling you, it got so bad for Clint to have to leave the situation. I promise you, it had gotten so bad that he had to leave. So he didn't come down to Ohio like, Jen, let's be together and run away together and eat Dove chocolate and look at butterflies. No, it was a bad situation. So I told him to come down and get some downtime. And he ended up establishing whatever to stay here.
And you have been helping him with like a lot of different things, you said.
I helped him get an apartment. We go to the same therapist. We actually have an appointment tomorrow. We don't have the same therapist, but in the same therapy building. He's at the doctor. He was diagnosed with bipolar, which another thing that really ticks me off is people are like, oh, he talks really fast, so he must be on meth. No, he has bipolar. He just started medication. So until that levels in his system, he's going to talk 45 miles a minute. But what I want to set the record straight is if he was on hardcore drugs, he would be in Hobbs with his mom, and mama wouldn't put up with that. He'd be sitting in rehab right now. I wouldn't hang out with him. I have children. I wouldn't be around that type of lifestyle. And just like I said, when I talked to you, everything, what we have done, it's been twisted and manipulated into something so sick and disgusting. Like it really, it's not cool.
I'm sorry, you guys.
It's just, with my kids, they're my kids, and they've been attacked. And it's even been said, that I don't deserve to have my kids, and stuff like that. Yeah, I know I shouldn't fall into things that are being said, but it's just like, especially with my one daughter who literally just next week, not to bring it up, but she's got a 3-day stay in the hospital for a failing colon. And people think that I'm sitting and using meth and I'm having, sexcapades with Clint and everything like that. No, I have a sick child and I have another daughter with diabetes. I don't have the time to do all that.
Girl, you are a fixer. you are You are a fixer, that you are a caregiver. That's what you are.
You know, and I love this guy. Like, not like I love this guy.
No,
like, I
no,
love this
I'm
guy.
saying like you're a caregiver. A caregiver.
You know, but I don't know what the future holds with him and I. All I can tell you is what the future does hold is him and I will always be in each other's lives.
And you
that's
just
it.
want the best for him.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that would be not with Tracie, because that's not healthy for him.
No.
It's healthy for neither me nor Tracie.
I don't even want the worst for her.
In fairness to Tracie, she's sick. And so
She's in a bad place.
Right. We don't want to drag her and say that she is like a terrible person. But
absolutely not.
It's, sick people in the throes of addiction have a tendency to sometimes hurt people and lie a lot to protect their addiction.
Right.
I just want to say one thing. There will be critics here, and I feel like it would be like a complete disservice not to say this, but there will be people that say, why would you even bother communicating with Clint, given the fact that everyone in America that watches the show believes they're train wrecks? You know what I mean? Like, why would you put yourself in the middle of that? No offense, Clint. I'm just talking about
none taken.
I'm talking like how the media portrays it, right? So, and obviously the media has a way of twisting whatever they want for whatever agenda that they have. So why would you put yourself in the middle of that?
Because the Clint that I know that I spoke to on the phone is not the Clint that is on the TV. Not 1% bit like that. The Clint that I know, the Clint that you're talking to, that's joking and everything and whatever, is not the Clint that you see on TV acting like a train wreck. That is not him.
I feel like I'm like a little pansy mama's boy on there.
I will say as a whole, like I cover a lot of reality television, and I've also talked to a lot of people from reality television. So I know that the edits can be kind of crappy. And I know that your contracts basically say like, we have a right to portray you in any situation in any way that we want. And you just have to deal with it. And so they can cut things and take things out or misconstrue things and paint things together. And
but I like how they are like portraying me as the one who's the non-drug user, because I am a non-drug user, you know?
Yeah, I don't feel like you really get a bad edit in the fact that you feel like this. I feel like as a viewer, and again, I haven't watched this season, so I apologize, but in the previous seasons, it's always been sort of like you're just this hopelessly in love person that maybe is naive to the fact of her addiction and wants to help her, but doesn't know how. And
hey, you're taking the words out of my mouth, Katie.
And can't fix her.
Nope.
Now, given the fact that you were recently diagnosed with bipolar, perhaps some of the impulsiveness and some of the erraticness that we see online could be explained by some of that.
Amen. But see, it gets misconstrued when he talks and he's like, da 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 da, and he gets mad. They're like, oh, he's on meth. He's on meth.
If he's mad, if you go through if you're going through your mania, you're gonna talk faster. You're gonna be more impulsive. You're gonna be more likely to like lash out and act out. Not think about the consequences at all. Trust me, we have so many people in our family that are bipolar. We know all about it.
It's hard to live with it and deal with it, but I'm doing it, and she is too. I have the same thing that he has, except I would say his medication is not working as fast as mine did. I was diagnosed 10 years ago, but it's the same thing. So when he started acting out kind of bad, I was like, wow, I had that problem 10 years ago. I couldn't understand why I was getting so mad about things. Yeah. And then that's when I spoke to his mom, and then he was diagnosed a couple days ago when he went to the doctor. And it's talking about mental health is hard, because when you're sick and you're not taking care of your mental health, you also have a propensity to make bad decisions, because I myself have ADHD, and I know when I wasn't taking care of myself, I know that I made bad decisions. But there's hope, because once you start taking care of yourself,
you can be better and you can do better and you can learn.
Yes, I strive to learn something new every day.
Yeah.
So when was like outside of the Wii TV, were you working? Have you been working, or has it just been chasing her around? Like,
Yeah, I haven't had a regular job in like 2 years, 1.5 or 2 years.
so you want to get back to working, it sounds like.
I very much do. I want to go back to living a normal life, simple, because there's really no definition for normal. It's just simple. I want to live the simple life.
Do you regret going on the show at all, or do you like?
I don't.
You
I
don't?
mean, it's been a blessing and a curse.
Yeah. You've helped people probably in some ways, because I feel like the show in general is like one of those shows where it's like, we don't see people that are in that world very frequently. It's like people that are like locked up are like forgotten about, it's like they're the trash of the world, and like we shouldn't have compassion for them. And so I do feel there's parts of that show that remind us that like everyone makes mistakes, and some people can be redeemed and other people cannot.
Right.
There's habitual offenders, but there's also people that don't reoffend.
Yeah.
Have you?
I'm speechless because you're just
On the money.
yeah. It's like you've been through the.
She's like the Dr. Phil daughter.
You are an idiot.
We've just, we have family members that have gone through lockup and in and out of jail and in and out of prison. So we know what it's like. But, we also know that people that go to prison that, they're one and done.
Right.
So with this current arrest, like what's going on with that? And what happened with your other arrest in Texas? August?
When me and Tracie got arrested?
Yeah.
Mine is squashed because I only had a Mary Jane pipe on me at the time. And paraphernalia was the only charge I got. And I just had to spend the night in jail. And then I paid a ticket for $310 like 3 weeks later. Mine's done. And hers, I can't really say about her situation, but I don't have anything to worry about as far as legal or the law, or anything
What
like
about
that.
this most recent one that happened a couple weeks ago?
An attorney was paid, and
It'll be dropped. Well, not dropped.
So I'm sorry, you cut out. You've hired an attorney, and you're just gonna let that go through, and okay.
Yeah, I have 0 felonies on my record for my whole life, and I don't want to keep it that way.
Okay. So right now Clint is working on his mental health, taking care of himself, getting away from the chaos, which is a good thing. Sounds like you have found some friends that have your best interest in mind.
For the most part, yes. It's just that, nobody's perfect, and I tend to let people put strings on me, and just I'm their puppet.
He's not my puppet. I'd paint his face if he was.
You said you were going to do that.
No, I said Ultimate Warrior face.
Oh, you haven't done that still. I'm waiting for that.
To.
So how often do you guys spend time together?
We see each other like every day.
Or every other day, something like that.
It just depends on his manic moments.
Are you feeling, are the medications working yet? Or are you still?
I feel like they are working. Yes, Katie. It's just like everything in life, it's just going to take some time to, and I think within a week or two from now that I will be
feeling better.
Not as normal that you can be, but that's just, I will have to do a lot of praying and taking all my meds and just.
The great thing about mental health medication is that once your brain starts working the way it should work, you stop making bad choices. It's amazing. Is that what Genevieve has said?
I think we're related, Katie. I'm not joking.
I'm not a doctor, obviously, but I have ADHD, panic disorder, OCD. And
Yeah.
when I finally went on my
Do you
medication,
take any medication for that,
I
Katie?
do. Yep. I remember before I went on the meds, I just remember thinking like, I can't be this crappy anymore. Like I can't make these crappy choices all the time.
Yeah, because it's like you can't help
Right.
can't help your what you do, your actions, and it's weird,
Yeah.
you want to do the right thing, but
you constantly make bad choices. Like you have no impulse control. That was my problem, is I had no impulse control. And I know that's a part of mania, so I'm sure there's issues with that too. So that could maybe explain some of your rambling, angry moments when you go online and get feisty.
We need some Katie Joy down here for our therapist. What are you doing tomorrow at 12?
Yeah, we'll fly you here.
Fly you here.
Well, you guys are always, you're welcome to be friends of the show. I know like people follow Tracie and Clint, and like we're not super big. We're actually not really big Tracie fans. We mostly just call her Goddess because we think it's funny.
You might want to change it to Fraudist.
Fraudist,
not Goddess. Fraudist.
To be fair, I think most people that have a brain, and I always have to remind myself of this, there's a small group of people on the internet that no matter what Tracie does and says, will always believe what Tracie does is.
Oh my God, you are so on the money.
Yeah. But then there's a large portion of people that aren't interacting with her, that are silently watching the show, that are like, she's not well, she's not okay, what she's doing online is erratic, so you have to remember that while the army that you feel like is attacking you feels very large, in the grand scheme of things, it's quite small compared to overall viewership. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, I like to think to myself, Ultimate Warrior said this, okay, but
he loves Ultimate Warrior.
He was a great man, and he spoke of nothing but the truth. And a saying of his was, "You must show no mercy in how others judge you, for your greatness will silence them all."
Right. You can't answer to all the haters. You can't. But if you're in a position where you feel like your character is being tarnished and you want to speak
slandered,
then I think it's fair to defend yourself. It's just, what do you think you're going to change now? Are you going to stop posting about her? Like, what do you think you could do differently so that you're not engaging in this?
Well, see, I'm still on the show, so I just gotta portray as if I'm still with. I don't know, Katie. I just want to be happy. That's all I know.
Well, everyone knows you guys aren't together. So even if the show portrays you one way, that was filmed forever ago. Like,
girl, we don't think that, oh, that's crazy. I'm telling you, train wreck. 4 or 5 weeks, train wreck. It's been crazy.
You don't regret communicating with Clint though, right?
No. Absolutely not. I would do the whole thing over and over and over again, except I would not have done that for that live with him. Meeting him, no, I wouldn't take that back. He's made my life better, honestly.
Well, good.
I like making people's lives better.
Well, you have to make your life better first, right? You have to take care of yourself first.
I do, don't I?
Yeah.
Yes. You're not worth anything to anyone if you're not well.
Thank you.
Gosh, that's not worth anything to anyone if I'm not well. I'm gonna have to remember that.
He's gonna write that down. He writes things down all the time.
It's true though. If you're not taking care of yourself, it doesn't running.
I wish I would have known that 20 years ago.
Well, you're still young. You have half your life ahead of you.
I don't feel young though, Katie. I'm like almost 40 and I feel like I'm almost 70.
And obviously, I have nothing ill to say about Tracie, just to wrap that up. And if Tracie wanted to, speak to me, I feel like it would be only fair to allow her to.
There's two sides to every story.
Correct. We can always, and everything that you're saying is your opinion, your point of view of what you experienced. So, she has her side as well, which she will probably see the video and talk about because that's what happens. But
it's happened before and I'm sure it'll happen again.
And we're not anti-Tracie on this channel at all. I think anyone that sees anyone that's in the situation that she's in, all they want is for her to be healthy. And
I want her to be happy and healthy. I don't know why she doesn't want the same for me, but that's life.
she's sick. That's the perfect example is if she's sick, how can she care about you?
You know what? Thank you so much again, Katie, Dr. Phil. Hashtag. That's exactly what I told you.
I know you've got to love yourself before you can love someone else.
No, I don't say it all that hallmarkish. What I say is if she's not capable of caring about herself, how is she going to be able to care about somebody else?
Right. And if she's doing the things that she's done for years and years and years, obviously, she's not taking care of herself. She's probably feeling kind of guilty.
Inside, she has to be.
There's a lot of shame and self-loathing that can go along with that. So, I always feel like hurt people hurt people.
Yeah. And I've told him, I told him, before he came down to Ohio, I was like, you cannot walk away from this saying that you didn't put in 12,000%.
Yeah, and that was, I'm not going to lie, that was a big motivation for me to come here because I just knew that if I stayed in the situation, Tracie was beyond comfortable with disrespecting me, and it wasn't going to improve anytime soon.
Yeah, and that's another thing that everybody said is that, he's in love with her. They're going to end up back together. Well, I haven't had Clint chained down to anything. Clint's had ample enough opportunity before wrecking his car, of course. He had to get back in that car and drive right back to her like he's done several times before. So, that's why I said there's so much things that are being said. And it's like, it's almost to the point where it's just ignorant, Katie, because it's like, if he wanted to go back, and I've told him, if you want to live that lifestyle, go back. I don't care. But he hasn't went back. And to me, that shows.
That would be stupid in my opinion.
Yeah. But to me, it shows right there, just that one little step shows a hell of a lot of him trying to change things for the better, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, because going back would just keep her sick, and it would keep him sick, and it wouldn't help anyone.
Right.
See, I'm almost better now, or back to normal, and that'd be like going backwards in life for me. I don't want to do that. I want to go forward.
You obviously want the best for her, but she has to.
Absolutely.
But she has to also want the best for herself.
And I don't know if that's ever going to be possible or happen or whatever, but.
I don't want.
Sometimes the most compassionate thing, I feel like sometimes the most compassionate thing you can do in a situation like that is just leave, because it doesn't help either one of you.
I didn't want to be honest, but like I said, I just felt like I had no choice. Things were not going to improve or get better, and it was just going to stay the same. And one of us was probably, most likely me, going to end up on an episode of Snapped.
That's not healthy.
No, that's not.
Well, keep doing what you're doing. Go to the doctor, take your meds, go to therapy. Get stable. Once you're feeling stable, get back to work. Sometimes I feel like when you're unemployed for a while, that can really hurt your self-esteem. When you're not.
Yeah, it can, but also being on TV helps it too.
People do like you. They think you're funny.
They know I'm funny. I'm just kidding. I appreciate anybody that fans I have, because I'm just humbled. I don't look at myself as, like anybody special. I'm a nobody in my opinion.
You're not a nobody.
And I don't got my head in the clouds, and I don't know. I just want to be happy, and I want to entertain people.
Well, maybe people that follow your story can see firsthand that all the amount of love in the world can't make someone change.
Sometimes love just ain't enough.
Exactly.
I'm taking a Gatorade.
Okay. You owe me $1.
I owe you $1. I owe you $1. You owe me everything. Oh my gosh.
Well, you
Clint's
guys
not here.
Please keep in touch with me, and please
Absolutely.
would love to check in and check up. But my inbox is always available. Genevieve has my information. You have my phone number now. So I am just like,
I do.
You do. I'm an advocate. I just like to help people have a voice be heard. And
Same.
I just, I know that reality TV can sometimes spin things in directions you don't want it to go. So, hey.
They should call it fake reality.
I know.
Yeah, fake reality. Yeah.
I think there's some people that are on reality TV that like they do make mistakes, but they don't own it and they lie and they deny. And like you admit that you've done things and you have made mistakes, and that's just always going to make you more likable, because people that can be humble and admit they were wrong is always going to make them in the long run more likable and more like respected.
Some woman said, it might have been Tubman, she said, or Harriet, the girl that Rosa Parks, I don't know, Harriet Tubman, I think it was. Somebody said, people will always remember, they'll never remember something, but they'll always remember how you made them feel.
Yes.
Yes.
That was so on the money.
Yes, absolutely. And
I just want to bring joy and entertainment to people's lives.
And people in the general public, they like people that are humble and capable of saying they're sorry, I effed up, like that's what.
Oh, that's second nature for me.
Well, good. I mean, good. That's a good characteristic to have, because if you don't say you're sorry, then you're just going to keep doing the same crap.
Lying to yourself.
Yep. Well, there's 2 more episodes, I think, right? 2 more?
I think so.
2. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we'll be watching and see how everything plays out. And
stay tuned.
Stay tuned for Clint. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me. Love After Lockup is on Friday nights on WeTV, right?
Yes, at 9/8 Central.
9/8 Central. Okay. 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central time. Yeah. All right. I'm going to just stop recording. I'll say bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Keep watching.